shall forget. Woo! I never shall forget. I never shall forget. I never shall forget. I never shall forget what he's done for me.
God, have your way in this place. Use my clay lips. Stand up in me and through me. God, make us witnessing warriors and testifying saints to your goodness and your grace. Hide me behind your cross. And God, the challenge for us this morning is that our lives will never be the same. Never be the same again. In Jesus' name, amen. Luke's Gospel, chapter 15. Luke chapter 15, beginning at verse number 11. Luke 15, verse number 11. Luke 15, verse number 11. Beginning at verse 11. I want to read it from the Message Bible this morning, and you'll hear me use a reference, rather, other interpretations of the Bible or other renderings, if you will, but this one I want to read from the Message Bible. Reads the same as yours. Luke 15, verse 11. Then he said, there was once a man who had two sons. The youngest said to his father, Father, right now I want what's coming to me. King James Version says, give me, two words, give me. So the father divided the property between them. It wasn't long before the younger son packed his bags and left for a distant country. There, watch this, undisciplined and dissipated, he wasted everything he had. Your translation may state it, he spent it on riotous living, right? Or undisciplined, dissipated living. He wasted what he had. After he had gone through all his money, there was a bad famine all through that country, and he began to hurt. He signed on with the citizen there who assigned him to his fields to slop the pigs. He was so hungry he would have eaten the corn cobs and the pig slop, but no one would give him any. That brought him to his senses. He said, all those farmhands working for my father sit down to 3 meals a day, and here I am starving to death. I'm going back to my father. I'll say to him, Father, I've sinned against God. I've sinned before you. I don't deserve to be called your son. Take me on as a hired hand. Now, all this happened in the pen. Y'all catch that? He got right up and went home to his father. And when he was still a long way off, his father saw him. His heart pounding, he ran out, embraced him, and kissed him. The son started his speech, Father, I've sinned against God. I've sinned before you. I don't deserve to be called your son ever again. But the father wasn't listening. He was calling to the servants, quick, bring a clean set of clothes and dress him. Put the family ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Then get a grain-fed heifer and roast it. We're going to feast. We're going to have a wonderful time. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a Super Bowl party. My son is here, given up for dead and now alive, given up for lost and now found. And they began to have a wonderful time. Look at your neighbor in the eye and say, neighbor, our God allows comebacks. You may be seated. Our God allows comebacks. Our God allows comebacks. Have you ever been in a situation, rather you intentionally put yourself there, or it was something that you just found yourself in? But when you found yourself in that particular situation or that particular place, in that particular quagmire, that particular problem, you felt as though you were on an island all by yourself. No one feels the way you feel. No one cries the way you cry. No one mourns the way you mourn. No one's bank account is more depleted than yours. No one is susceptible to the ailments that you have. No one is dealing with the condition that you have. No one has received the report from the doctor that you have. You are on this island all by yourself. No one comes to your aid. No one picks up the phone. No one sends you a tweet. No one DMs your Facebook. No one says anything. You are on an island all by yourself. As a matter of fact, when you do find yourself surrounded by 2 or 3 folk, because you've been isolated for so long, no one asks you where you've been. Have you ever been there? And it's almost as though you would ask them, they would ask you where you've been, but they're looking at you saying, what's wrong with you? Come on, talk back to me if you can. You are on an island all by yourself. No one knows the pain that you have. No one knows the sleepless nights that you have. And so we tend to compartmentalize our situations, our issues. We tend to take them all in. We tend to so much so isolate ourselves because we don't want anybody to think that we have problems. I can deal with my problems all by myself. I'm a man. I'm a woman. I'm a seasoned saint. I'll study my word. And so I can handle this thing all by myself until you find yourself in a situation that only God can get you out of. Am I talking to anybody in here who can testify that for a long time it's been good because you've been guilty of handling it on your own? You pay your own bills, you make your own way, you take your own self to work, you come back to work, you take care of your kids, you take care of your house, you take care of your family until something on the job, something in your house, something in your family is out of control. That's when God steps in and says, when it's out of control for you, that's when it's in control for me. So regardless of what you find yourself in, where you find yourself in life, God is always in control. And so the question now, brothers and sisters, is how do you handle life when God expects you to take your hand off of the wheel? Yeah. Because you're used to driving. You're used to doing it. You're used to being in control. Yeah. And God puts you in situations. I'm going to ease into this thing, y'all. I don't have a long sermon. Put you in situations not only to let you know that he's in control, but so that you can see how much control you really don't have. You ain't got to say amen. Just look at amen and I'll understand. I don't care what's in your bank account. Don't care where you live. Don't care where you drive. Don't care how good you dress. God has ways of getting you back in line to let you know that what you think you have actually belongs to me. So before you get beside yourself and think you got it all made in the shade, God says, I have some trouble around the corner that's not designed to break you, but it's designed to build you up. Not meant to tear you down so much so that you lose your mind, but so much so that when you're torn down, that's the perfect place for you to be, because now you're on your knees. The place where you should have been in the first place. And so, in Luke chapter 15, beginning at verse number 11, we have a son, the younger of the sons, who comes to his father and says, Father, give me my portion. Give me what's mine. Lord have mercy. Give me my part. Now, at first glance, you would think that it wouldn't be an off-task assignment for him to ask that, or it wouldn't be too wrong for him to ask that. The problem is this. The problem is his attitude. That's number one. Lord have mercy. The problem is his attitude. You have two words there in the King James Version of the Bible. He says, give me. Lord have mercy. Not that I know what to do with it when you give it to me, just give it to me. Not that I know how to handle it when you give it to me, just give it to me. Not that I know what to do or how to do it, but just give it to me. Not that I know where to go with it, but just give me what's mine. Isn't that like a lot of us in this visible church, even in the sanctuary right now? We have this give me attitude. Come on, help me, huh? We don't want to work for nothing. We just want God to give it. Come on, help me here, huh? And God is saying, wait a minute, you want something from me? I want more praise from you. I want more worship from you. If you really want more from me, give your tithe. Give of your time. Give of your talent. Give of your treasure. If you want more. If you want more from me, prodigal says, give me. Give me my portion. He ain't earned it. Huh? And since he didn't earn it, literally means he didn't deserve it. Lord have mercy. Did I just say something right there? I said he didn't earn it. So in all actuality, he didn't deserve it. You know, I grew up in a time when my daddy said, son, listen, anything you want, you have to earn it. Now, you earn it through work. Lord have mercy. Oh, you need Bible. I know you need Bible. A man that won't work, he can't eat. You have to get up sometime. Are you in here? Most of the time, you have to get up off your couch, get up out your bed. I don't care what time it is, because you got to bring home some bacon. Because the lights can't stay on if you don't bring home the bacon. The air won't work if you don't bring home the bacon. The water won't work if you don't bring home the bacon. Look at your neighbor and say, baby, sometime you got to get up and do some work. You see, you can't sit in the house all the time and expect things to happen. Okay. Here it is. Faith without is dead. You can have all the faith in the world, but until you couple your faith with some works, the problem is that some of you all mistake waiting for God as working. Lord have mercy. That's why you ain't got a job. You're saying you waiting on God to give you one. You ain't filled out no application. Come on, talk back to me if you can. You don't want to flip burgers. You don't want to bag groceries. And God is saying, wait a minute, you done bypass Kroger, you done bypass HEB. Matter of fact, they hiring right up the street.